I started it in 2011, and I had the pleasure of working with tea and loved it. And I said to my girlfriend, I bet I could do that. And she said, why don't you then? And then I did. And that's as far as it went. I couldn't think of a name. And she just think of a name. And so she said, how about Purr-fect tea? And at the time I had cats, and I just said, how about Purr, like a cat? And that's how it got its name.
That's a lot different than it is now?
Yes. I had mostly tea, regular tea that, not regular tea, but loose leaf tea that was not certified organic. And given all the things that happen in the world, I went to certified organic teas. That's what I have mostly. And they're either biodynamic or orthodox. So they're really healthy and good for you.
What's
too.
biodynamic?
It's more stringent than certified organic.
Oh,
it has
so
to go
it's a
through
higher
more,
level.
yes, it has to go through more process to get that. And then these are certified by 2 different places.
Wow. So and you guys advertise that?
The pesticides for one thing. If you look up pesticides on tea, your least quality teas have all those pesticides on it.
Yeah, the one I drink every single night, which I'm probably was infested
Probably,
with garbage.
probably,
It's
yes.
like
A little bit.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
because they're grown to
It's all
produce
good for it.
large amounts to sell at a very cheap
yeah, it's
price.
a commodity.
Right,
And they're just trying to
exactly.
keep the pipeline moving, and it doesn't. Like,
I
you have a
do
variety
some
of-
mom and pop suppliers, but I really work with a master tea blender. And I also deal directly with China, with Sri Lanka, with India. So I'm buying direct from the tea plantations. So we are considered then an international company
What's farm to
because
table?
we do that.
Really, right? I mean,
So if I order it in China, I get it 2 days, within 2 days of picking. That's as fresh as you possibly can get. Yeah. Even though it goes down to Tennessee and then up here.
levels.
One is by the USDA,
Okay.
you mean, and one is by NOFA.
Gotcha.
So they're the ones that do the certification, and it's very costly to get that certification. And it's a very stringent process,
Wow.
and they check a lot.
This is awesome.
I worked with tea a while ago. I had the pleasure of working with tea with someone,
Okay.
and took it from there.
And now this isn't your first location, correct?
No, I started in Alma,
Okay.
and we were there for a year and a half, and then we moved to East Aurora when 3 people in 1 week said, you should bring this to East Aurora.
Right.
So I did, and we were on the other side of the bridge, and we've expanded.
Near the hardware store or with that?
It's right where 700, or no, this is 700, what
Where
was
the
that, 586
co-op used
Main?
to- across there.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
in that little plaza.
By the police
And
station.
we were there for quite a while. And then this opened up, and we were asked to come here, and so we did. And other people have asked us to move again to different
No, really?
locations. Yes,
Or open more locations.
yeah.
Not now. Because,
Yeah.
So,
No, he helped a lot putting the first one together and that. And he was there filling jars and doing all kinds of things, and but didn't have the same passion, and he was doing other things. And then I asked him if he'd like to come on board,
Right.
and said yes. And I said, I need some help because it's growing, and I need help, and I'd really like you there. So he is great
important
at
to have.
computer, at that end of it, and
Yeah, the
that
business
helps.
side.
Yeah,
Having
that
a
helps.
business degree helps.
Yeah, that helps tremendously.
I learned more on YouTube. Honestly, I mean,
no, but that's kind of the zeitgeist now. is Everybody's like,
yeah, there's a woman who built her entire house watching YouTube videos.
right?
Wow.
And that's what it was.
Right, you would think that would be impossible, but it's
No.
not nowadays. I mean, you can
No.
figure it out because it's all there. So, but also, when you get your degree, your business degree, but the practicality of everyday business is a lot different. I was going to
Yeah.
say a little, but it's a lot different than.
Yeah, absolutely. When, I mean, a degree, you're learning the concepts and certain things. You're touching upon things, but once you get into the real world, it's a lot different.
Sure.
So, I mean, like places that say that they need a master's degree in business or something, everything you're learning for that job is actually on-the-job training. They're just using that to maybe filter the pot out.
When I was in the Bay town here, as
Yes.
you could say, this is uptown East Aurora.
We're moving on up to the east side.
Now, this was 2 shops, though, correct? at one point, or when you came in, it was a singular?
It was
It
a
was
single
one.
shop, but I don't know the history of the building. It would be wonderful to find that out.
Right.
But to see what
It
it
used to
was.
be a boutique, then it was a toy shop.
Was it really?
Yep.
A toy shop next to
I
the
think,
Lips?
I think the
Oh,
toy loft. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in the 90s when I was here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then they changed over.
and I think it was a post office or a pharmacy. I can't remember what somebody had said.
So did you guys just go through this and kind of gut it and put it, because it's a beautiful space.
No, for the most part, it was pretty much as you see. A lot of the changes I made, so I repainted everything, a whole different color. We did change quite a few things like the wall sconces, the lighting, put in the audio for a better experience.
Yeah, it's a really awesome place. I mean, it's kind of...
He did it all. He
Yeah,
did it.
thanks.
This is all of his,
awesome.
and it
Yeah.
is 10 times better than I ever could have thought of doing.
Wow.
So
And did you wait a while prior to doing it? Did you get the place open and running and then renovate it, or did you renovate prior to
I think he did
No,
this all
we-
in 3 days.
Yeah, we did it in about 3-4 days.
Really?
So it was like this real greenish color paint. So I had to go through, paint the first coat, then put this on, then go again with another coat.
Because
Repainted.
is never...
Yeah, repainted some of the trim work and that. We redid the counter, the front counter. So all the stonework and the lighting on that.
Right.
But-
it was
and
really
clean
cool.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, even the way that the walls were. Another thing that I've never seen before is your shelving over there with the variety. Now, what is that?
It's to smell all the teas, because if it smells good to you, it's going to taste good to you, and then you're going to want to try it. So it's a good thing to have because people have never had any of these teas. Some of the teas that I carry were the first in the U.S. to have them. So
I've never seen that before.
no,
Ever. And I've been to that.
it wasn't my idea,
Yours?
but no, it was somebody else's idea.
Yeah.
But we just kind of went with it. And
think it's great.
there's
It encourages you.
a company that helps you set up a tea shop and gives you all of this stuff to do. And then, there's other things that help tea people along the way.
Okay, so
Yes, it is, and then samples too. If you make a couple samples every day and people are tasting them as they're walking around,
Sure.
that sells tea too because they get to taste it.
gotcha.
So it works well that way as well.
And go on.
One of the nice things too is a lot of people come in and say, do you have a menu? But certain things you can only get part of the season or part of the year. Maybe things go out. So it's like a living menu because that's what we have. And you can smell it, you can see it, and you know how many different varieties there
Sure.
actually are versus, just looking at a menu and not really getting
Yeah.
the full aspect of it.
But that's fun. You know what I mean? And that's why, for this,
Not really.
No.
We call it a tea lounge.
We call it that, yeah.
That was his name, so I think it was
That's
great.
good. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
I
Well,
like
that's-
it.
And we
Yeah.
wanted, we wanted to be, comfortable, whether you're sitting inside, outside, just be comfortable, kind of relax, enjoy the cup of tea or dessert that you're eating or however it is.
Right. Well, so how long have you been in business for?
Since 2011, and this is our third year, but our third year will be in February, the end of the third
In
year.
this spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's all you?
I make it all. I make as much as I can homemade and from scratch.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
From
It's
scratch.
a big deal, right?
Yes.
Because people nowadays think if they take out a package.
No,
Yeah, this
no,
is
no.
all
I don't
from
like packaged
ground
food.
up. No, I
No.
didn't even- Yeah, but see, but that's when I eat your food. It doesn't matter. Or did you slowly integrate the food?
We slowly integrated it while we were here.
Yeah,
I
it
had
was- Mm-hmm.
desserts always, but now we're adding food.
Yeah, and it was this location because we have the kitchen now. So this one was more apt to allow us to expand into a light fare menu.
I try to do them seasonally. We're going into our summer, so we'll have more salads and things that are good for you in the summer. But then when we go into fall, I want to do fall things, a lot of root vegetables to help your body get ready for the winter and kind of base my things on that. The soups, we'll probably have those same soups and add maybe one or two. And the chili, that's going to be all year as well.
As it should be.
Yes. And that's really good.
If my life ever gets normal, I'll be a regular. Daily type of specials? Lunch
We-
specials or?
We are going to add some specials, like the summer salads, we'll do that. Maybe in the fall, if we do some more chai or more pumpkin soups, that would be a special or something along those lines. But yeah, we're going to add specials as well.
Cool.
So it's a smaller menu, but I do make it, and I
No, but
have
that's the
to,
beauty.
yes, I have to keep it where I can
Manageable.
Maintain
manage it.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah, it has to be
exactly.
manageable. And the fact that it's small,
Most of the well, a lot of the recipes I do have are my mother's, like the desserts. Her fudgy brownies, her pineapple pastry, the cherry pastry that I'm going to be adding. I make the scones here. Just as much as I can of my mom's, because she was an excellent cook.
it's awesome.
And use her recipes on different things.
You know,
And
that-
some of my friends have given me recipes that are wonderful and I use here.
Well, that's about, I always do anything like that.
I would probably do that. We haven't been asked for that. We have been asked to do cater a party for 40 to 50 people.
like the
Right now,
teas,
it's
like-
just a little
yeah.
bit too much.
Right,
But that might be something down the road we might do.
right.
We do
So-
make dessert trays though.
Yes,
Yeah.
dessert trays, and you can order cakes and brownies and pan of the pastries. Yes.
Right.
And we do tea talks. People come here, and
What's a tea
we
talk?
have busloads of people that have come here specifically to our store to have dessert, tea, and a talk. They learn about tea, how it's grown, how it's processed, where everything comes from, things like
Well,
that.
hold on.
And I do go
Why
out
don't
to
we
do
put that on the
those.
show?
People want to learn. They do, come in and taste it, and they're just amazed that this is tea, because it's not what you grew up with. It's not what you get in the store. Totally, totally different.
Yeah, different experience and healthy.
Yes,
Super
and
healthy.
you can have tea be $7 an ounce. You can have it up to $3,200 a pound wholesale.
Wow.
So it
Really?
varies because of the way it grows and where it grows, and
Out of
you
Right.
would be. Plus, you're getting the old leaves, the leaves that aren't
right,
ready
so-
to pick.
So they're curated.
You're going to get
That-
twigs. You're going to get bug, or if there's a spider on the plant or a
Sure.
fly, that'll go in too. Right. They
Yep.
usually pick the top 2 leaves in the bud, and that's what they would be
And then they
picking.
do the rest.
Yes.
Which is, again, I pay a ton for that.
Right. And if you have a really good picker, you don't need a sorter, because once they sort them, they are going to take out those leaves that aren't ready to be
Already
processed.
processed of.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
fascinating.
So.
All right, well,
The tea time?
Oh, you mean high tea?
Yeah.
what type?
Oh, we do high tea. That's where you have finger sandwiches, desserts, a pot of
awesome.
tea.
like
Yes,
English
in English,
style. Right.
yes.
I can
And
see
we
that.
do that once a month.
What's that
On
mean
a
by
s
that tea?
the first Sunday of the month. You need reservations by the Wednesday prior, because then I go and get all the food and I make it.
You know, okay.
Yes, so I make all the traditional things of that with a few extra things that we put in there.
How cool is that?
So, yeah.
Right. That's
So-
awesome. Look, even as a little boy, because my sisters would have it with my grandma, I wanted in on that. That was awesome. And little sandwiches, little cookies. You go down, you'd have tea with my sisters and my grandma, but you get all this awesome food. So that's great.
And
that's
then-
appropriate for this place.
Yes. And then come the fall, more towards the holiday, we'll do teddy bear teas so that the kids can come and have tea or hot chocolate and things that are geared to them. And then I also want to do either a mom and me tea or my significant adult. I don't know.
What do you call it nowadays?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So do that, and so that we have a lot of things that we would like to incorporate. We're bringing in a few new tea things in for tea lines, I should say, that we're bringing in.
New specialty drinks.
Yes, we have a lot of the specialty drinks, and I try to create those too. And of course, I work with the master tea blender, and she helps me tremendously with a lot of my drinks
So
and a
you
lot of
have
my things.
consultants on this
Yes.
then.
Oh,
So-
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. See what I mean? This isn't just like
Well, even the one thing with being an international tea company, because we deal directly with the country, we've had students come and from college, do their
internship here.
their internship.
Wow.
And
college credits.
yes, and they get the credit for it, so.
Well, but I mean, that's like A, it's an honor, but B, it's a
Yes.
great validation how high level this is.
Right,
that they're getting that.
which is really great. So we,
Now, so 3 years in, you're not going to change your location, I would think. This is
No.
the perfect location.
We're staying.
And so it's just going to organically keep moving forward. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I'm sure you got some plans. Yeah,
Okay, the other thing that we're doing now is East Aurora is very health conscious, like you said. So we have in right now, we just got in the chakra teas, and that's to do with Reiki and the energy that you have. And then we got in the Ayurvedic, and I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly, the dosha teas, so that people can incorporate those. We're also taking... the line that we're getting in is going to be named for her.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yep.
really?
Yes, and Leona's
tight,
handcrafted
Whitney?
artisan teas, and they are going to be handcrafted specifically for our store. So anywhere else has to come here to get them if they want them. So
So is that the first endeavor that you've done like that? Where this is a handcrafted, like with a in-house label?
no, we do have a few teas that I have asked to have blended to something that I was thinking about, our Christmas tea, and other teas that I do have. But this is going to be its own line, and we're going to start out with 2 teas for every tea group and 2 for the herbal. So,
Have
yeah.
her little face on it.
I don't have her name. I don't know if he wants her face on it.
Well, that's awesome. So you do have other stuff like that, but that's
Yes.
kind of a natural progression of the business.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's such a specialized